I will present to you some results from a project we launched in Lyon in March 2020. The context of pandemic, you know it. And as Cathy said yesterday, we thought that this moment is a momentum to observe transformation of mobility and also transformation of work in process of. Okay, and the question I will deal with today is what are the question is the decreasing of public transport use, okay, and we wonder what are the reasons for this specific decrease, what category of users are concerned, and if the decrease of public transport is from lasting nature. So, methodology, we have we made a survey in the metropole of Lyon and also in the area of the Rhône district. Okay, and in the metropole of Lyon, we have the central part of the metropole and the first floor of the metropole. We made several observations. Web survey during the first confinement, just after, and one more in April 21. We launched also a qualitative survey, sociologic interview, and we have also an observatory which gather different counting of public data on public transport, private car, on bicycle. We have some limits on our methodology. The goal of the web surveys was to analyze changes in mobility. Okay, but we have some problem with the sample with overrepresentation of women, high social categories, young people, and inhabitants of the central part of the agglomeration, and we try to correct some of those default by waiting, but it's a partial success. Okay. For the qualitative survey, we want to observe the relationship between mobility practice, residential situation and familial one, and yes, excuse me. The observatory gather data from the counting point of the metropolitan area, a lot of points for cars. The metro station And also today we had a bus on tramway data. And by counter, but as you've seen, there is not a lot of point for counting bicycle in Lyon. So, okay. In those graphs, you can see in red or orange the curve of 19. It's the reference. In green, you have the year 20, and in gray, 21. You can observe that car the level of car using in 20 after the first confinement and in 21 is quite similar in Lyon as in 19. Up, you can see that the using of a bicycle is significantly higher in 20 and 21 than in 19. And on the contrary, the frequentation, the use of metro is quite lower in 20 than in 19, and even in 21. The same result from our survey with an increasing part of walking by car and decreasing part of public transport. But maybe more interesting, it's that the decreasing of public transport is firstly explained with teleworking and reduced activities. And secondly, explaining by a modal shift. And this result is confirmed on the central part of the city, on the suburbs, and also even the sample is quite small. Also on the periphery, but I destroy the slide because the sample is not very solid. Okay, and I will to try to explain that. As in other cities, we have an important increase of teleworking. With the development of teleworking, one day to more than 5 days per week. Okay. If we will look this development of teleworking according to the residence location, we can see that the teleworking is stronger when the distance to center is longer. Okay, and we have a significant part of partial or total teleworkers. And in April 21, yes, we observed that people want to maintain a quite high level of telework, not only for the worker who experiment full telework. When they experiment it, there is a significant part who want to maintain this full telework. For the others, the results are medium, only few days in the week of telework. Okay, and we observe also that the desire of telework increase with the distance, as it was said. Okay, and the fact that in April 21, the desire of telework is still here is important because in April 21, for certain persons, it were 1 year of experiment, of telework experiment. Okay, the same result. Pass. Okay. The second point concerns the evolution of market share of the different mode of transport, increasing for walk and bike, decreasing for public transport, increasing for cars. Okay, it's what we observe in the central part of city and in the suburb before March, before the pandemic, and in June. And what is interesting in the perspective to know if this evolution is from a lasting nature, is that in April, the market share in April 21, the market share are quite the same as in June in our sample survey. Okay. So the phenomenon of decrease of public transport use is a long-term trend. Who are the people less using public transport? The woman, executive, non-worker or employee, occasional user of public transport, the oldest one that younger, car owners also. Not there is no result very surprising, but we are happy to notice those results. Okay. And concerning the avoidance behaviors for public transport, we ask the question about the perception of the precaution measure. In June, there is a significant part who a significant part of users who judge that the measures were insufficient, but there is also a part of users who judge that those measures are too restrictive. Okay. And in April 21, we observe that the question is more detailed concerning measure on board, measure at the bus stop or metro stop, etc. And we observe that a significant part of the population continue to consider that measures are insufficient. And those judgments are confirmed in the sociologic interview we made. Okay, don't know if it has to be detailed. So, yeah, as conclusion, we observe a decrease of public transport. We observe that this decrease is mainly explained by the transformation of work practice. Okay, modal shift is quite a secondary explanation. Modal shift in benefits for walk on bicycle in central part of city, but also in the benefits for car in the suburbs. Okay. There is an avoidance behavior, but it seems to play a secondary role in the explanation of PT use decrease. Okay, but we notice again that we have limited samples and we are very careful with the conclusion. Thank you very much.